I'm sure most of you are familiar with Iceberg charts, but if not, let me fill you in. This format was popularized by the Super Mario 64 Iceberg. You've probably heard the phrases tip of the iceberg or surface level knowledge, meaning there's something deeper than what's being seen. These Iceberg charts start off with well-known and light topics and delve into lesser-known and some might say disturbing topics. Unfortunately, these icebergs only list the names of the entries, and it's up to others to actually provide context to the iceberg, and that's what I'm about to do. Today, I'm going to explain every entry on the lower part of the Super Mario Iceberg as best as I can. If you haven't seen the first part, you should definitely check it out. It provides a lot of context to this video and it will make more sense. Not going to waste any more time with this, so let's get into the iceberg. He just looked like a Larry. When Super Mario Bros. 3 was being created, the Koopalings weren't given names, and it stayed that way up until the release of the game in Japan. In Japan, the game or the manual doesn't state their names. Enter Dov Brooks, who was a localizer for Nintendo of America. He would help localize games by improving the writing quality of basic Japanese to English translations. When Brooke had seen the Koopalings didn't have any names, he decided to give them some. Due to Brooks' love of music, he named them after famous singers. Roy Koopa was named after American rock and roll singer Roy Orbison, due to his sunglasses. Morton Koopa Jr. was named after American talk show host Morton Downey Jr. because he thought he looked like a loudmouth. Ludwig von Koopa was named after composer Ludwig von Beethoven because he thought their hairstyles looked similar. Wendy O. Koopa was named after punk rock singer Wendy O. Williams. Lemmy Koopa was named after the lead singer of the metal band Motorhead, Lemmy Kilmister. Iggy Koopa was named after the punk rock singer Iggy Pop. And finally, there was this guy, who he named Larry. He had no reason. He said in interviews that he just looked like a Larry. Ice Mario and Flying Mario in Super Mario Galaxy 2. This refers to how the ice and flying powers would have returned in Super Mario Galaxy 2. However, they sadly did not appear in the final game. However, if you use hacks, you can reinsert them in the game. Purple Rabbit. This is once again a reference to Waluigi being in Super Mario 64 DS. Beta screenshots of Super Mario 64 DS show that a purple rabbit existed in early versions, but were removed for the final game. In the game, each character has rabbits unique to them. Yoshi's are yellow, Mario's are red, Luigi's are green, and Wario's are orange. So it makes sense that the purple rabbit would be Waluigi's. Some fans assume that catching this bunny would give the player a key to a Waluigi door, unlocking him as a playable character. However, as I mentioned, there is no such rabbit color in the final game, and it is not certain what the purple rabbit would have done. Interestingly, one of the beta purple rabbits can be found on page 30 of the official Super Mario 64 DS instruction book. The placement of the image implies that it would have unlocked minigames like the other rabbits. Rosalina's early design. First appearing in Super Mario Galaxy, Rosalina used to have a vastly different design. Her hair was done up in a circular way, revealing both her eyes, and her dress more resembled that of Peach's. I do prefer her current design, but this one is certainly interesting. New Super Mario Bros. Co-op multiplayer. This is referring to the beta and E3 trailers of New Super Mario Bros. There was a planned multiplayer mode between Mario and Luigi where they would cooperate to finish a level, similar to the online mode in New Super Mario Bros. 2. Scrapped FLUDD nozzles. During the development of Super Mario Sunshine, it was stated that FLUDD was planned to feature a water gun nozzle, but the idea was scrapped due to a controversy in the United States at the time. It is unknown what this controversy was, however. Super Mario 64 2. Super Mario 64 2 was a planned project by Nintendo to make a direct sequel to Super Mario 64. This rumored expansion and sequel to Super Mario 64, called Super Mario 64 2, was said to be developed for the Nintendo 64 disk drive, but was cancelled due to the 64DD's commercial failure. Miyamoto mentioned at E3's August 1997 convention that he was just getting started on the project. At Space World in November of 1997, Miyamoto added, "We haven't decided whether it's two-player yet. We are currently working with a system where Mario and Luigi can coexist, and they are both controllable by the player. But we will decide more game elements when we finish everything about Zelda." We're in the middle of preparing Mario 64 2 for the release on the 64DD. I'd like to take advantage of the 64DD's ability to store information. As of now, Luigi's a full part of the game, but we haven't started thinking about two-player gameplay with Mario and Luigi yet. We'll tackle that once we got the system ironed out. We figured out the processing power issues, so we could do it if we tried. In November 1999, Miyamoto said, "Well, for over a year now at my desk, a prototype program of Mario and Luigi has been running around on my monitor. We've been thinking about the game, and it may be something that we can work on for a completely new game system. The game had only one level made for it. Miyamoto claimed that multiplayer functionality was the first aspect of the game that he wanted to include. Miyamoto had considered the two next frontiers of the Super Mario series to be a gameplay mechanic of walking on a rotating sphere, and coincidentally, a setting in space. This sphere walking in space theme would later become Super Mario Galaxy. Chocolate Factory level. The Chocolate Factory level is an urban legend revolving around Super Mario Bros. In one of his How to Win a Nintendo Game guidebooks, author Jeff Rovin mentioned that he heard rumors of a secret level hidden in the game, a level taking place in a chocolate factory. He claimed that he had no idea where or how to access it, but the suggestion of a secret level was all fans needed to start digging through the game to find it. As it turns out, the myth was nothing more than a prank on Rovin's part. Mega Mushroom in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was originally going to have the Mega Mushroom power-up returned from the previous game. We know this because in the files of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, there exists a model of a cracked pipe, just like the ones in New Super Mario Bros. It would have transformed the player into a Mega Mario. However, this caused a problem in multiplayer because the player who used it would be able to destroy everything while also taking up a big part of the screen. That would limit other players' movement as the screen would get bigger for the player's size increase to be seen. Every other player would have been even smaller, which would have been hard and not fun to control, so ultimately the Mega Mushroom was removed. Centaur power-up. While developing Super Mario Bros. 3, the designers wanted to have a folklore creature power-up, so they were planning to add a power-up based on a centaur. For those who aren't aware, a centaur is a half-man, half-horse creature. The power-up, however, was replaced with another folklore animal, being the tanuki. Boo's laugh is Bowser's laugh sped up. Like we previously mentioned, Charles Martinet unintentionally voiced these characters in Super Mario 64. The reason being that Martinet has done loads of voice work. He has also done voice acting for sound libraries. For those who aren't aware, sound libraries are a group of sound effects that people can use for free or for a small fee to put in their work. The original voice clip used was of Charles Martinet laughing from a sound library. It was sped up for Boo's laugh and Bowser's laugh. S4-1 exploit. This is referring to a glitch in the level S4-1 from Super Mario 3D Land. You activate the moving platform at the beginning of the stage and quickly stand on the edge of the platform on the nearest side. What's supposed to happen is enemies will spawn on the platform as Mario moves through the stage, but by standing on the edge, you'll never enter the trigger for the enemies to spawn, and so the platform is empty. This can continue all the way up to the piranha plants appear midway through. Giga Mushroom. The Giga Mushroom is an unused power-up in Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. It would have made Mario giant, like the Giga Bell, except he wouldn't have had the cat suit or its abilities. He would just be Mega Mario. Which would make sense because the model for the Giga Mushroom was just an angry Mega Mushroom with a red aesthetic. The Mystery Goomba. This is referring to a Goomba in the level Bowser in the Sky from Super Mario 64. There is a trio of Goombas at the end of the level. However, as soon as they load in, one of the Goombas spawns off the edge. He spawns on the death barrier for one frame before disappearing. The Mystery Goomba was found by Pen and Koic 2012, who is a very influential figure in the Super Mario 64 community. In Super Mario 64, when you kill a Goomba, they produce a coin, and because you can't kill this Goomba, its coin has been deemed impossible. Isle Delfino on Globe. Within the promotional material for Super Mario Odyssey, there is an image of a map, and on the lower left of the map is what appears to be Isle Delfino. However, Isle Delfino does not appear on the map in the final game. Eely Mouth Stomach. This is in reference to the giant eel boss in Noki City from Super Mario Sunshine. The eel has its esophagus and stomach model with a significant amount of polygons, meaning there was work put into it. Even though one of its attacks involves swallowing Mario, the camera never follows him inside, so the insides are never seen. It is unknown why the inside was so detailed. It's possible that he would have gone inside him for a specific reason, but that's just speculation. The Impossible Coin. In October 2016, Pen and Koic 2012 once again discovered an impossible coin in Tiny Huge Island. The enlarged version of the course was found to have had a line of 4 coins, even though all other lines of coins in Super Mario 64 contained 5 coins. He showed that there was indeed a 5th coin that activates a failsafe that no other coin in the game activates, causing it to be immediately removed from play, leaving only 4 coins in the line. Rosalina with a guitar. This refers to some concept art for Rosalina in Super Mario Odyssey. This concept art depicts her in jeans and a t-shirt and holding a guitar. This is very strange, as this does not fit Rosalina's normal attire of a regal dress with teals and blues. This implies that at one point, she may have been one of the musicians in New Donk City. Human in Super Mario Sunshine. In the first trailer of Super Mario Sunshine shown in 2001, a realistically proportioned human girl appears for a brief moment as Mario runs past. This character must have been quickly scrapped, as no other Sunshine beta content showed any trace of this character. Since Shigeru Miyamoto has stated that Super Mario Odyssey is a continuation of gameplay ideas from Sunshine, the realistic human shown in Odyssey may be an attempt to bring back this concept. Kug. Kug is an unused placeholder enemy in Super Mario Sunshine. He somewhat resembles a paper Goomba with blue shoes. Apparently, he was some sort of joke among the developers. However, Kug can be seen underneath the map of Peanut Park in episode 8 for whatever reason. If you try to jump on him, he will simply electrocute you. Super Tanuki Skin 2D. After the release of Super Mario 3D Land, the animal rights group People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, otherwise known as PETA, created a website entitled Mario Kills Tanuki, along with an accompanying flash game to promote their anti-fur campaign about the live skinning of raccoon dogs, or tanukis. The game, entitled Super Tanuki Skin 2D, stars the character of a tanuki, a skinless animal who is chasing Mario to get his skin back. The game has the player dodge obstacles to catch up to Mario, who is wearing his skin and flying ahead of the tanuki. When the player wins a game, a message reads, "Fuck you, Mario, this skin belongs to an animal." This resulted in strong backlash from Nintendo, who released a statement concerning the issue. Mario often takes the appearance of certain animals and objects in his games. These have included a frog, a penguin, a balloon, and even a metallic version of himself. These lighthearted and whimsical transformations give Mario different abilities and make his games fun to play. The different forms that Mario takes makes no statement beyond the games themselves. A spokesperson from PETA later claimed that their allegations were tongue-in-cheek, a fun way to call attention to a serious issue, that these raccoon dogs were skinned alive for their fur. However, the website remained unchanged and is still currently active. The game and the stunt were widely criticized for being absurd and not well researched. Hidden Train in Toy Time Galaxy. In the level Toy Time Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy, as Mario is launched toward the starting planet, an inaccessible train can be seen passing by. By hacking, it is shown that this train has collision, even though the player cannot normally get to it, most likely meaning that the train was a scrap part of the touchable map, and would have been used where Mario can make contact with it. Blarg in Super Mario 64. First appearing in Super Mario World, Blargs are lava creatures that try to eat Mario. Blargs were originally going to appear in Super Mario 64 as enemies in Lethal Lava Land, Bowser in the Fire Sea, and for some reason, wing Mario over the rainbow, as they were found in the game's coding. If you use cheat codes, the player can make them appear on the level, being fully functional and with animations, a hitbox, and a complete model, aside from the lack of eyes. Laser Suit. The Laser Suit legend is an urban legend revolving around a hidden power-up in Super Mario World. Sometime in late 2006, a video surfaced on YouTube supposedly showing an alternate exit in the game's top secret area level. This exit involved entering an invisible warp pipe between the 2 item blocks on the left side of the top secret area. Going through this pipe would lead to a secret level called question mark, which contained a tip block containing a congratulatory note from Nintendo and the secret Laser Suit. The Laser Suit had all the power-ups of the Cape Feather, as well as the ability to fire lasers. In November of 2006, it was revealed that the video was a hoax, a hack made by the user K Phoenix, who made it in order to see who would be fooled by it. Super Mario 64 Temporary. A demo was found of Super Mario 64 where it was labeled as Super Mario 64 Temporary. This implies that at one point there was going to be a different title for the game, but it got scrapped. Toad under Delfino Plaza. In Delfino Plaza from Super Mario Sunshine, there is a yellow toad present underneath the map, running around near the blue coin. He's below the map because when the map is loaded, he runs and falls into the water, which makes him cross the ground. This oversight was fixed in the Europe/Australian release. Yellow Cap Switch. The yellow cap switch is an unused object in Super Mario 64. There are only 3 switches encountered in gameplay: red, green, and blue, corresponding to the wing cap, metal cap, and vanish cap respectively. In the game's files, however, there is a fourth switch, which is yellow. A transparent version of the yellow box is associated with it in the files. According to the decompilation of Super Mario 64, when the yellow cap switch would be activated, they were intended to give the player a Koopa shell. The usage of the yellow box was kept in the final game, for a few of them being used for stars and coins. Red coins in a bottle book. This refers to the Noki Bay book in Super Mario Sunshine. The book is an oddly placed object found in the mission Red Coins in a Bottle. The book is placed inside a rock formation at the beginning of the titular bottle, behind a door that does not open. Glitches allow both Mario and the camera to clip inside these rocks and view the secret book. The common theory is that an early version of the game had a mission where Mario would retrieve the book and bring it to the Noki Elder for a shine sprite. Hacking to reach the book reveals that it has no collision and cannot be interacted with. The textures of the book are similarly rumored to include a message from Shigeru Miyamoto written in Japanese, which would apparently say, "You have no life, signed Shigeru Miyamoto." However, this sounds quite fabricated due to the uncharacteristically insulting tone of the message, as well as the fact that the textures relevant to the book don't appear to be easily accessible online. Playable Peach and Wario in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This refers to how supposedly in 2 separate interviews, Miyamoto said that Peach and Wario were planned to appear as playable characters in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. He said, however, that Peach was cut due to difficulties animating her dress, and weirdly, Wario was cut due to difficulties making a way for him to fart. Dying in the credits of Super Mario Galaxy 2. The end credits of Super Mario Galaxy 2 are unique because they're actually playable. It's possible to control Mario as the developer names ticks by, allowing him to explore smaller environments based on levels from the game. A bee mushroom power-up will also appear in one of these playable scenes. Using the power-up to leave the area causes an instant death. It also causes the "too bad" and "the end" messages to show up at the same time. Bananas above Peanut Park. This is in reference to some bananas floating in mid-air high above the Peanut Park map from Super Mario Sunshine. Similar to how Cug can only be found in the 8th mission of Peanut Park, these bananas can only be found in the 4th mission. You cannot get up to these bananas without using cheats. It is unknown why it was placed here or what its purpose was. Test 11. This refers to an unused map in the code of Super Mario Sunshine. The map is named Test 11 and can be accessed in the US and European versions with cheat codes. The textures it uses are the same as test maps from various other games, including The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. It contains various objects and terrain, including the unused soccer objects and the Hinokuri enemy. The files also contain an early sky model, though it is not used in the scene. Strangely, an ineffective layer of the unused quicksand goop is present fairly high above the terrain, which only appears as bubbles when Mario is nearby. The test map was removed in the Japanese version, and some of the unused objects featured in the map were removed or replaced in the European version. Blue Gooper Blooper. In an early screenshot from Super Mario Sunshine, the Gooper Blooper was blue instead of white. I assume this was changed to match the color of regular bloopers, and because it may have been difficult to see the ink on his face, especially for colorblind people. This screenshot even shows him in a location in which he never appears in the final game. In the final game, he only appears in Noki Bay, the market in Rico Harbor, and the helipad in Rico Harbor. However, this screenshot shows that he was originally going to appear on the bridges in Rico Harbor, either in addition to or instead of the final game's locations. Double cherry concept came from a mistake by a developer. This refers to how the double cherry power-up from Super Mario 3D World was inspired by a coding mistake. We know this because it was revealed in an Iwata Asks interview. We discovered that a staff member made a mistake with the placement tool and put in 2-player Marios. When we saw that, we thought it was great, so we went ahead and put that in the game. Scrupulous Fingor. This is referring to a supposed character appearing in New Super Mario Bros. In a tweet by Cut and Obscure Video Game Content, they claim that a mysterious character known only as Scrupulous_Fingor can be found in the files of the game, potentially as a cut enemy. They also claim that when the enemy was brought up to Miyamoto, he got noticeably upset. The tweet contained a screenshot in-game and a photo of his model. Other people started tweeting about Scrupulous Fingor being in the code of other games, such as Super Mario 64 DS, Paper Mario Color Splash, and Super Mario Advance 4. However, Scrupulous Fingor is not a real character and was simply an internet hoax. Beta Delfino Plaza during the flood. When you beat Shadow Mario in every stage, you're sent to a flooded version of Delfino Plaza. When playing normally, you're supposed to chase Shadow Mario into Corona Mountain from here, but if you take the time to explore the map, things are a bit different from the normal map. Some players think that this version of Delfino Plaza is actually from a beta build of the game. There's bad collision detection, weird texture glitches, and differently placed manholes. However, take this with a grain of salt, as this is all just speculation. I guess Bowser is on vacation. This refers to a line said by the character Gex in the game Gex Enter the Gecko. Interestingly enough, the line only appears to be in the PlayStation version of the game, despite the game also being on the Nintendo 64. Rejected McDonald's sponsorship. Back in the late 80s, Yoichi Kotabe was an animation artist who was brought in to redesign the Mario cast. When the fast food chain McDonald's caught wind of this information, they wanted to make a sponsorship deal with Nintendo. They felt that Mario's original M on his hat looked very similar to their golden arches, and wanted the M to be changed to their logo. It's safe to say that this sponsorship didn't happen, as Mario's M was made to be more angular than round. Luigi Blue Cap. Luigi's blue cap refers to how in the Japanese anime movie Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, Luigi was depicted wearing a blue cap instead of a green one. This was before Luigi's modern colors were decided. He also wore a yellow shirt instead of a green one. What makes the blue cap so notable is how it was in both the movie and was on the box art. Interestingly enough, Luigi has a Smash Bros. Alt resembling his outfit here. The shirt is greener than yellow, but it's still most likely a reference. Orange/S Mario. Orange/S Mario refers to an unused graphic in Super Mario 3D World. The graphic is of Mario wearing an orange cap and black overalls, and are accompanied by an orange S. It is unknown what purpose these graphics were meant to serve. They may have been placeholders, but you'll never know. Super Mario Odyssey prototype. In a Fire Emblem Warriors direct feed video done by the YouTube channel GameXplain, there was a Super Mario Odyssey prototype shown for a few seconds at the start of the video. It had an early logo for the Switch menu and even had a build date in its title. There was no gameplay shown, so it's unknown how GameXplain acquired this build and how finished the game was in this state. It can be assumed that Nintendo sent GameXplain this build for review, but that is just speculation. Mario and Kirby Masterpiece OVA. Mario and Kirby Masterpiece is an educational game only released in Japan and stars Mario and Kirby both on their own separate adventures. It is aimed at teaching young children kanji/Chinese characters. Due to its obscurity, copies of the film can be extremely hard to find, especially outside of Japan. It was released for VHS in 1995 by HAL Laboratory, the studio behind Kirby. Mario's story starts when the treasure of a school has been stolen by Wario. Princess Peach informs Mario of this incident and he goes looking for him. Mario turns into Rabbit Mario and then he tracks down Wario and defeats him, whose plane tumbles down to the ground. The treasure was rescued, though Mario is shocked because the treasure was revealed to be only schoolbooks. Kirby's story starts when he finds a puppy who has lost his mother. Kirby finds out that the dog's mother has been captured by King Dedede and is now trapped in Castle Dedede. After being told by the moon that King Dedede was the culprit, Kirby searches for him and finds out that the king was only taking care of the mother's her paw. With a sigh, Kirby heads back home. Impossible Rocket Nozzle. This is referring to a hidden rocket nozzle box inside the East Bell Tower in Delfino Plaza from Super Mario Sunshine. If you stand on the first 10 ledge of the tower, face the Grand Pianta statue, press Y to enter first person mode, and look up, you'll be able to see the nozzle box. World S-8 uses an instrumental version of the Mario Drawing Song. For those who aren't aware, the Mario Drawing Song is an animation song made using the Flipnote Studio game for the Nintendo DS. It was created and released by Nintendo to promote a Mario-themed competition on the application. It uses chiptune instruments and sound effects from the games while using fun and easy-to-understand lyrics on how to draw a Mario face. The song's melody was used in World Special 8's theme from Super Mario 3D Land. This is the only World 8 theme in the series to have a happy and unthreatening sound. Iggy uses Larry's hair in Super Mario World. In Super Mario World, Iggy Koopa's hair is slicked back. However, this is an oversight due to Iggy's mistakenly using a hair graphical tile from Larry's hair. Here's what his hair was supposed to look like. In his appearance in the Super Mario World game style of Super Mario Maker 2, his hair is based on the unused correct hair. Super Hornio Brothers. Super Hornio Brothers is a two-part hexagonal parody of the Super Mario series, starring Ron Jeremy, released in 1993. The film features a man named Squeegee Hornio and his brother Ornio, parodies of Luigi and Mario respectively, who fall into a computer's black void and are stuck there. A sequel, entitled Super Hornio Bros. 2, was released later that year. Shortly after the film came out, its distribution rights were quickly bought by Nintendo, making any release impossible. It had disappeared from the face of the earth until July of 2008. A user on the Something Awful website was tipped off by a forum post claiming that there was a parody of the Super Mario Bros. Upon being confirmed as real, the site attempted to buy the film through retailers, with no luck. Eventually, an anonymous user gave Something Awful a DVD rip of the sequel, Super Hornio Bros. 2, in June of 2009. The first movie, however, hasn't been found and has been dubbed Lost Media. Unused Goop Maps. Unused Goop Maps refers to some unused map in Super Mario Sunshine. However, these maps are a bit different than normal maps. These maps were used by developers to determine where a group would be in certain stages. Here are some of the most notable ones. Here's an unused Goop map for the previously mentioned Test 11 map, showing the unused Trample and Stew enemy running around. Here's another unused Goop map for Test 11, showing the silhouette of the aforementioned Kug. Here is an unused Goop map for Noki City, with the word stupid in Japanese written on it. The reason it's labeled as stupid is because Noki City is completely underwater. It would make no sense how Goop would be washed away with water if it's already in an underwater area. Finally, there is one more unused Goop map that is particularly notable. It is an unused Goop map for Bianco Hills that looks extremely creepy. It shows what is either a Goomba or Kug, a piranha plant, some kind of circular fuzzy thing, and this thing. It has what seems to be a bony hand coming out of its body, and a very disturbing looking face. Mario is Missing is not Luigi's first Soul game. For those who aren't aware, Mario is Missing is a multi-platform educational game starring Luigi. It was received poorly and was always thought of the first game where Luigi was the main character. This, however, is not true, as 3 years before Mario is Missing was released, there was another game starring Luigi called Luigi's Hammer Toss. Luigi's Hammer Toss was a Game & Watch game released in 1990 and involves Luigi deflecting hammers thrown by Hammer Bros. It's very hard to find footage or information of the game nowadays, so don't expect to find much if you look it up. Playable Bowser in New Super Mario Bros. Beta. This refers to a secret screening of an early version of New Super Mario Bros. At E3 2004. We still do not have any footage from this screening and has also been dubbed Lost Media. We only know this happened because of Nintendo World reporter Chris Martino and his write-up on the game. He states that at the end of the footage he was shown, Bowser was running through the level stomping enemies, breaking bricks, and even jumping on the flagpole. As we all know, however, Bowser does not appear as a playable character in the final game, only being the boss. There is no coding for him in the final game, and there has been no information about him besides this meeting. The Impossible Dry Bones. In the level Starshine Beach Galaxy in Super Mario Galaxy 2, there is a Dry Bones out of bounds. He spawns just above the death barrier, and since he's directly above the death barrier, he dies as soon as he is spawned. This is extremely bizarre because there is no other Dry Bones anywhere in the level other than that one, so it's hard to believe it was an accident. This is very similar to the Mystery Goomba, as they are both spawned on the death barrier for one frame. However, there are Goombas in that level. Here, there aren't any as they don't fit with the beach aesthetic. The Happy Face Sprite. This is one of the most obscure pieces of Mario history. No one can figure out what it was made for. No one knows its purpose. It has never appeared in any form of Super Mario media. It simply exists as a mysterious sprite that no one can figure out. In the code of Super Mario Bros. 2, a sprite can be found of a white smiley face. This can be found with the desert level sprites. It is present in the prototype build, the final build, and the original Doki Doki Panic. The face's features are noticeably off-center. It makes you think, what was this made for? Why was it made? If it was just a placeholder, then why wouldn't they just use a black or white square? No, they actually made a face. It seems that this face is unknown to most people. Those who have heard of it state that it leaves them with an unsettling feeling. They've said for being such a simple and meaningless sprite, it leaves them with a haunting effect, an urge they can't describe. And maybe that's just it. Maybe this is a meaningless sprite, and we as people see it as something much darker. This might not even be referring to the sprite itself, or Super Mario Bros. 2, or the Mario series, or even video games. It could be referring to the fact that we as people fear the unknown. Things like the sprite have no information, know nothing about it, and it makes us so uneasy. So maybe it's not about the happy face at all. Maybe it's about us. And that is the end of the iceberg. This was quite a difficult video to put together. If you like this video and want to see similar videos, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. I would like to thank NatterJohn for creating this iceberg, as it was very informative. If you'd like to get notified when I upload, chat with other fans of the channel, and overall have a fun time, then you should join the channel Discord. It was recently launched and we already have a great community. With all that being said, I've been your host, Lil T. Sweet dreams.